Hello, Patrick SoZo here. Thank you so much for those who will be joining us at some point. We have 0 right now, but hey, don't despise small beginnings, all right? So I'm talking to myself, and that's not really that unusual. All you gotta do is ask Father. Right, Dad? All right, so here we are, January 27th, 2021. Here to do some $10 readings today. Look at 2021 for you. If you happen to come across this video after the live has ended, go ahead and come to my Facebook page, Patrick SoZo on Facebook, and you can book sessions there. Yeah, I'm doing like 30 minutes for $60, second 30 minutes for 30, so half off kind of thing. Extremely good deal considering I normally charge $1,000 an hour. So I would never use that. And it isn't about money. Listen, it's about the exchange, right? So today is about $10 exchange for a reading. Some people call it a mini. I don't call it a mini. It'll be whatever it's going to be. It usually probably lasts about 5-10 minutes thereabouts, whatever that is, and that'll involve cards. It could involve, let me go over here. It could involve the pendulum too, pendulum yes or no questions. Let me put my banner up here. Welcome to people. Oh, someone just left. I scared them away already. All right, cool. Let's go over here to comments. Doesn't look like I'm missing out on anything. Let me go, hello. Oh, I must cap locks. Hello. Oh, there's me honey bunny, who's hosting me on her page right now. Tony, the Global Healer, excellent mediumship, intuitive. She does 5D scanning. What is that? She looks inside your body. She's a medical intuitive. She can tell you what's going on there. A lot of times give you an idea of what to start looking at for a recovery, and she does energy work too. And a lot of people have been healed. She does third eye openings, which are just intense. Attunements is what you can think of that like. Impartations, and I do that kind of stuff. My name is Patrick SoZo, and I basically am a certified wellness practitioner, which makes me a hypnotherapist, life coach. I'm really heavy in the nutrition and those kind of things, using food as medicine, so to speak, though I do not diagnose or present to be a cure for anything. But you know what? I do believe that intentions and love, I've seen miracles. Okay. So I know they exist. Seen them at my hands. I've seen them at other people's hands. I've seen them on video. I've seen them up close. You know, the presence of God and that love, perfect love that casts out all fear, right? So that's good stuff. Perfect love is perfect. It's good. I love it. So when you get here, if you happen to be watching this and you're trying to comment, maybe this is posted out. I didn't really share it out to any groups or anything. Um, Perhaps Tony, the global healer, may do that. If they're going, nothing has been created on Facebook. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I hope you're having a beautiful day. And I hope I can add to that in an entertaining way. Huh? Okay. So yeah, I drove the other person out of the room. I think I may just do a little bit of tuning. Just a little bit of tuning, right? Yeah, leave the frame for a moment. Tuning, right? You know, just kind of relaxing into the space. You know, it says faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not yet seen. And you can substitute faith and intention, right? What you intend, right? And I intend healing. I intend that there might be revelation and insight and awakening through something that I say or do today. You know, just a peaceful kind of day, right? So now's a good time taking a look at what's coming up in your year and just energetically, maybe through tarot. And once I, you know, these are all just touchstones. It helps me connect with your energy and such. So. Right. Welcome. Hey, Dace. You guys still having snow up there, Dace? All right. Just tuning myself, just relaxing. snowing. We warmed up a little bit. It's nice and blue out right now. It's pretty nice, but it's not very warm. But it's supposed to get back up. I think we're going to be hanging in around the 60s or so. But at night, we're getting down to freezing. And we actually did have snow around here, not here specifically. Some people made up these little tiny snowmen. They're like 3 inches tall. They're like, we made 2 snowmen, and they had them on the top of their car. It's funny. Hi, Samantha. Snow is beautiful. I don't miss it though. I don't miss the snow. No. That's my I don't miss the snow song. We lived in Alaska for 10 years. Of course, I grew up in the Pacific Northwest. Now, same thing with Juneau in Alaska, because it's at the top of what's called the Panhandle. But you can actually just get rain all winter. A lot of times, of course, it'll snow up in the mountains are like right there too in Juneau. So like you can go skiing. It's like a 30-minute car trip up to more than that because it's snow. So it's about 30 minutes. Really, it's really not too far away. And on Douglas Island there. But they'll get snow like every year. But down below, like just around sea level and stuff, sometimes, man, 5-6 feet. The top of your 6-foot fence. I do not miss shoveling, man. So yes, just hanging out. We'll see if get some energy exchanges happening. Just tuning a little bit, tuning myself, and just kind of getting in the flow of some love, right? Singing myself a love song. No, I'm not gonna sing like out loud, but I am inside my head. I'm singing beautifully. It's la 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 la. La 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 la. That's my la la song. I love that song. You like that song? La la. La 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 la. La la la. The words are kind of tricky. La 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 la. Yeah, that's probably be a hit. A lot of G. So, if you have any questions about what's coming up, I can pull some cards for you and we can take a look. But today it's all about the energy exchange. I honor you, you honor me. So I'm honoring you, so I'm playing some music. Just kind of this, a lot of people have been healed just from melody, you know. Maybe you just have a lot of anxiety going on. So it's just a good chance to kind of kick back and listen to some pretty music. I came up with this other one that's kind of real jazzish thing. Real pretty stuff. I think it's pretty, right? I don't know what it sounds like on the camera. Oh, Samantha Payton. I'm sorry, I'm like getting lost here. Getting lost in worship. All right, Samantha. So that being said, what is your question? Questions. I could bring you on live if you want, Samantha. I don't know if you, but if you want to do that, and then we can kind of just have a live session right here, or we can just do it through chat or as you listen. What do you think, Samantha? Talk to me. Won't you talk to me? This is my Talk to Me song now, Samantha. Samantha, talk to me. I want you talk to me. A little obnoxious, just a little bit. Oh, here we go. Well, I'm just listening to the music. I'm working on putting my kids to sleep. So you can't go live. That's cool. All right. So, you know, what is it that you want? Just a general for the 2021? Maybe special. It's $10 reading, Angel. So yes, absolutely. But like Samantha's paid, so I would like to find out I'm wondering what spirit guides have to say a prediction. Good. All right, let's do that. So I'm tuning in to Samantha Bennett. Samantha Bennett for 2021. Got a new song in 2021, Samantha. I think that's kind of cool. You got a new song, Samantha. You got a new groove. There's something new. This seems new. I'm not sure if that. It should be a confirmation that I feel like your guides are saying. All right, I'm going to pull some cards too here, and so I'm going to put down the guitar for a moment, and we're going to tune in some more for Samantha, something new, a new song. Let's see what's up. Let's do the Oracle cards 2021, Samantha. Here we go. I love these. These are just have some. These are like very what you would call anointed cards. They're very anointed. Right out of the gate, I had a supernatural experience with these cards with a person on this channel or doing a live, and they had the picture hanging right behind them. It blew my mind. And blew both sides. You could just feel. So right out of the gate, yes. We have Zadkiel. We have Shamael. Somebody was, and another Shamael. Oh, there's some synchronicity going on here. So let's take a quick look at that, Samantha. So 2021, just right now, I think this is like a place where you've been. So if you think of this in the form of like sometime you do tarot, past, present, future. So let's think past, present, future, Zadkiel, and acceptance and this dove. So there's this piece, like you're coming into a season because you've just completed. It's like you have a completion. And let me know how that gels with you. But look at that acceptance, right? And the light language. And then that is what's called a sigil. A sigil, okay? And you can meditate on that symbol. That's for Zadkiel. And there's just this a lot of acceptance from what you've been through. And like, so you've really gone through a growth and moving on into where right now, orientation right now, this is where you're at right now, orientation. And that's Shamael. And that's the sigil for Shamael. And it's just like orientation. See, like the stars, okay? So like there's synchronicities coming in right now for you, okay, Samantha? Yeah, so you've been there, you've accepted, and now this orientation is like the stars. You're coming into an alignment is what that feels like to me. Like there's a harmony, right? A harmony, just like I'm doing the guitar, how the different notes fit together. That's coming along in 2021 for you. Right now, it's already starting to manifest. And reconciliation, Shammai again. So you have a lot of angelic help. But reconciliation. So that has like Reagan and I think the Russian prime minister on there or something to that effect. So that's really positive. You know, when reconciliation happens, forgiveness has to happen for reconciliation, right? Mercy has to happen in order for reconciliation to exist and to happen and transpond and, you know, to manifest. So that makes sense because acceptance will give birth to reconciliation, right? And it's like a fruit. Okay, so that's beautiful. You probably know who that involves, what that involves specifically. But I'm going to go to the Irish Tarot deck. It's just tarot from an Irish artist. And for you, hold on a second here. Let me get switched around, put these cards here. All right. Here we go, Samantha. Well, we're going to do 3 more cards for you from the tarot. Kind of get some strategy here. So we got to look at it. Some beautiful energy, right? I mean, there's orientation happening, synchronicities, right? That orientation, it had the picture of the stars. So really the stars coming, aligning for you, Samantha, this year. So go for it. If you have big plans, if they're not big, make them bigger, right? I mean, go for big. Don't just go minimum. This is the kind of energy, Samantha, that you want to go big or go home, okay? So let's get 3 cards out for you here. All right. All right. And I'm going to go even 1 more on that. Okay. So Samantha, right out of the gate, passed for the tarot. So the acceptance, because I think there was a masculine present. Hey, that could mean like you had quite the lessons in a relationship, be it business or personal, right? Love, I can't, it doesn't really distinguish for me if it was business or personal, but that's where you came out of, and that went south, and that's the acceptance of that whole thing and the fruit that you're going to bear from that, because now you're moving into the sun. So the sun is beautiful. It's joy, assurance, enthusiasm, vitality, expansion, right? Come on. It's a beautiful card, too. I love this artist. Sun, 21, right? And that's where you're at right now. Okay. That lines up. I should have kept the other cards out here. Sorry. The orientation, right? The joy and everything. So gosh, like I said, go big or go home, man. Whatever your plans are, triple it, because that feels like, but I feel like there's just a lack of courage, right? To move forward. That's what the card said. I get the courage card in reverse. So, but on that, guess what? I went ahead and drew one more card and the Page of Wands. So that supersedes, it's on top of that courage. You're going to receive new news, Page, create something new creatively that's going to give you the courage to go ahead and do it, right? That's coming. If you haven't already received it and you're just trying to figure out how to implement it, right? Something creative, daring, inventive, from your passion, right? From passion. So there you go. And that's in the near future. So right now, looking into the future, you feel kind of like, it's kind of scared, whatever. But don't, because you're in a place of joy. You've got great momentum. Ride that momentum. Keep the momentum going by doing what you need to do, right? In the sense of, so this is all about fulfillment, okay? Okay, all about fulfillment, Samantha. All right. Hopefully that blesses you. But this is the one that really pushes you over. Page of Wands. Something new. Page is a new. And Wands is creativity, creative in the tarot. Okay? And that will give you the courage to just push it on home. Take it on home. That's the cayenne pepper, baby. All right, bless you, Samantha. I hope that blesses you. I hope that made sense, right, to you and to your heart. I hope you, if you have any more questions, just let me know in the side here. If there's something that I need to clarify for you, please don't just let that go. I will do my best, because that's the point, right? And you sowed energy. I so much appreciate that. And everybody, just for listening and tuning in. Some people get hung up on the money thing. I'm sorry. And I do lots of free. I mean, lots and lots of free. And anybody who's been on here knows that. And I don't care. I don't mind. I prefer to do free because then I just keep going. I mean, man, we tend to get a lot more people, a lot more fun. I like to have fun. But at the same time, this is serious. Kings and queens use people with my ability and people who do this kind of stuff because it gave them some insight, right, to what's coming. It's not like we're perfect, okay, as oracles and that such. I mean, there's some that are pretty spot on, and I've done well. So for some people, and other people, I'm just not the person, right? There's a synchronicity. There's an energetic connection. Probably has to do with karma and soul grouping and all kinds of stuff. If you're not familiar with any of that, definitely there's a red pill for you. Reincarnation, soul groups, all that kind of stuff. So anybody else? So Samantha, thank you so much for the energy exchange. And anybody else that would like a reading, it's just $10. And if you just seen what I did for Samantha, I'll go as long. I drew, 7 cards, 2 different decks, and I'll still answer any questions she got as far as that goes. So you get your money's worth, It's like, what are you willing to sow into the future? Is it that important? Because, I really don't want to deal with any trivial stuff, right? If it's not important enough to exchange energy with me, then it's not important for me to do anything about it or consider, because why? It's not important to you. Why should I make something that's not important to you important to me, right? But when you have that energetic exchange, and that sounds hard to some people, get over it, Karen, okay? Because this is life. Energy never stops. It only changes form. Only time it stops is when someone stops it, when they bind it with their attitude and their lack of continuity, right? When there's a lack, right? When there's a lack in your spirit, there's a lack of continuity. Something's grounding you out, and not grounding you out in a good way. And until you get over it, until you lift that ground, you're just going to keep going through those cycles until it finally gets your attention and you go, oh, shit. It's so easy. Yeah, like Buddy Holly said, it's so easy to fall in love. Right? I love Buddy Holly. It's easy to fall in love, but to stay in love, now that's the trick. All right. You know what, Samantha? That's a great question. And with what I seen on your, if it's something you want, do it because it's yours. You know what I'm saying? That's the energy you're at right now. That sun card, yeah. If you want it, it's yours right now. You just declare it right now. If you want that job, you take it right now. If not, you say I don't want it. I want something better. But that's up to you. What is your heart, right? You have a field there, okay, Samantha? And I feel positive, like if you want it, it's yours. But do you feel that, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, is it important? I don't have that perspective from you. I know that, you know, to have a job is good. To have a job that's entertaining and fulfilling is even better, right? And does that do that? Is it necessary for that to do that for you right now? Maybe it's a stepping stone. You just need to take, if you are offered the job, man, you have some great energy, so I don't see why you wouldn't. My goodness, it's like, yeah, there's just nothing as far as energetically that's coming against an offer from the people. It's just whether or not you want it, whether or not it'll be a good offer. You know, that's the question. Is it worth your time? We spend so much time. If COVID has done nothing, people, it should have brought attention to how much time we spend at work, right? Especially if you haven't been at work, you know, or being able to work because you're in the entertainment business, or, you know, that's something in the field that just have not made it back, right? Some restaurants, some states and cities, you still can't even work if you're in a restaurant, if you're a server or whatever, right? And that's a profession. And, you know, it makes, you're gonna hear a little bit of my heart, okay, getting on my box a little bit, but I love servers. I'm a servant, right? That's what I'm doing right now, you know, and I tip well, especially, you know, I tip good, even if it's bad service, and I tip well if it was good service, right? Because it's a profession. When you're over in Europe, and some people on here may be over in New Zealand, or I don't know about New Zealand, but I do know, like England, you can work at a restaurant and you make a living, right? I mean, you get paid, and you don't even have to tip there, I guess. So they pay well because they want professional people. They want a standard, a high standard. I mean, standard is on everything. It's either low or it's high, medium. You get what I'm saying? There's a standard. And so when we lift our standard of expectation of what we expect, you know, energetically, you know, it's like, listen, for example, out of the Bible, okay, I was a Bible thumper for a long time. So there's the story about King David, and when he bought the mount for the temple, right? For the temple that King Solomon would come to build. And the guy who owned it, I think he was a farmer or something. I mean, there was a guy who owned that at the time. I mean, property owning goes back a long time, right? Anyway, he offered to give it to King David, to give it to the kingdom of Israel, the Jewish people, for free. He's like, oh, I'm going to give you. And King David refused it. He goes, I will pay you full price for this property, right? This guy was going to give, and you would have thought in the natural, what a beautiful, and it was a beautiful gesture. It's not like King David was offended by the guy's offer. I'm sure he was like, well, yeah, but he knew the principle and what was going to happen on that mountaintop, the energetic exchange with the Ark of the Covenant being in that. Basically, it was a fuel cell. I mean, that whole thing was just an energetic battery, right? You had the Ark, which was a battery. And then you had the construction, the walls were lined with gold. I mean, that's not an accident. That whole place, that's why they had to tie ropes. And this is the truth. They had to tie ropes or chains. I think it was a rope, and it had a bell on it to the priest, because only the high priest could go in once a year to sprinkle blood upon the mercy seat on the behalf of Israel. And they had to have a rope on him, because if the bell stopped, they had to pull him out, because a lot of times the priest was dead. The priest would die, and it just was intense. And so, yeah, doesn't mean to get too biblical on you there. Okay, thank you right now that I get money saved up, get me where I want to go. Yeah, so you have a plan, Samantha, and that's the thing. And make a vision board if you haven't already. Okay, Samantha, make a vision board with that plan. and this job is probably a stepping stone. If you get it, if you want it, and it pays, the pay, of course, something is better than nothing. I don't know where you're at right now. So, it's a lot easier to get a job when you got a job. So if you don't have a job and you get offered this job, but it's not the perfect job, but it's something you can tolerate for a season, then take the job and then start looking for another job, because now you got a job and it'll be a lot easier to get a job. There's a mouthful and a tongue twister. Come on, I made that up. That's copyrighted. All right, I hope you guys are having fun. Beautiful people. Priscilla, hello. All right, Sanyel, can I please ask for a reading? You can ask, absolutely. Give a $10 donation and I'll make that happen. All right, make it happen. Sanella, I'll even give you one card right now just to kind of see. Let me do a shuffle for you if you're still here. Let me know if you're still here. Sanza Dakata. Sanella, is it just what? Oh, okay. My wife's manifesting here. Okay. She's like, you had the same problem last time. Well, that's the benefit of a short-term memory loss, because I meet new people all the time. All right, one card from the Sinette. Two of Swords, perception, choice, balance, and patience, trust, intuition. So it seems to me like you've kind of, if you were to think of this as a recent past card, that you've gone through some stuff to really build your patience and trust in your intuition, right? In your own power, right? So you don't even have to ask me for a reading, because you are growing, and you need to do is practice on yourself, too. Get yourself, this is a tarot deck. I mean, tarot is tarot, okay? It comes out of actually a card game out of the 15th century, I think. Italy, I want to say Italy. I'm still learning about some of that stuff. I'm kind of a geek when it comes to historical stuff. I love to kind of learn that. I haven't really indulged too much. I've just done the meat and the nuts and bolts of tarot, in the sense, so I can give a proper interpretation. And also I don't rely upon school learning, right? Stuff, I get stuff intuitively for people, meaning my wife, for example, I'll show you this other deck. It's meant for star seeds, like people, star seeds, people from other planets is the idea, and I believe absolutely, without a doubt. But now they're manifesting here as a human to help our ascension, and that's the idea. But my wife has this deck, a beautiful deck that it's 4 star seeds. It's light. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, so but I don't read it like that, and I'll tell you how I read it real quick. I'll do some cards here. All right, so Sunel, hopefully that blessed you. I don't know if you're still there. I don't see you typing, so yeah, if you can't even exchange enough energy to put a couple words in the floor, then I don't know, girl. I don't know. All right. So I get the Blue Messiah, number 3. So to me, that's something, some real strong heart work has been going on, right? And it's holy. 3 is your connection with the Holy Spirit or with God, and however you think of that. Blue Messiah, and blue, that's your heart, your communication chakra and such. So it's just coming into a place of being more mindful of what you're saying, right? That's what I get with that. And that's not what this card means when the creation of the deck. I don't care. That's what I get, and that's what I give. And, I'm not really a reader for vegetarians. More of a meat eater reader. All right. So that being said, oh yeah, they are. My wife's like, you stole my cards. They're right here. She can come get them anytime. But I do use them. I like using them. Priscilla, I'll give you one of those. In fact, let's do that. Let's see what's give Priscilla one card from Tony the Global Healers. Well, it's not her. She didn't come up with. She's got her own deck. She got like 2 or 3. How many decks you got coming? Well, she got one. If she's getting really close, and it's pretty cool. It's very involved and meaning deep. Every card you can look at for, it's like an abstract art in some degree, right? If you're familiar with that, where you can look at something, you see different images and stuff like that. and she does her own artwork for them and the whole bit. So it's pretty cool. So here we go for Priscilla. Magnetism. Ooh, nice. So you're giving birth, you know, to this. You're going to be attracting the things to you that you need. That's what this card says to me. Okay, Priscilla? Magnetism. Okay, so subconsciously, you're not even doing this on a conscious level. And 18 in numerology is actually 9, which is giving birth. And if you notice, it looks kind of like a birth canal in the light. So you are giving birth to something, and when I say something, it's obviously something creative, an idea, an expression, and everything that you need for that creation, because of the magnetism, will be attracted to you, right? So there you go. Yeah, she is a kind of a card collector. She's got lots of decks. She ordered me. Okay, there's a story with this other deck here. Hello, Rosina. Yeah, $10 for a full reading. Okay, my wife says to give you a reading, so I will give you a reading, but it's not gonna be right this second. Actually, I will. I'll use these cards to demonstrate. So she bought these cards for me, okay, Priscilla, but she wasn't gonna give them to me, as it turns out, because she really liked them. Actually, I think I don't know, too, like that. Like, anyway, whatever. But we will do some cards for Rosina right now using this. These are angelic oracle cards, and they have what's called sigils on them, which are very powerful symbols. They're written prayers. I do teachings on how to create sigils, which are very powerful to put on your vision board, along with the other things for your vision boards. So Rosina, we have Gabrielle. Ooh, bliss. Raziel, devotion. And Metatron, magnification. All right, so let's work with this, Rosina. So there's Gabrielle. That's the sigil for Gabrielle. It's a symbol. That's a sacred symbol. That's a light language along the edge. That's a Hindu, bliss. It's a Hindu god. I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I'm not big on as far as remembering the names of anything, including celebrities or gods. But bliss. So this says, this is something, I think if you were to interpret that you're coming out of a pretty good place, spiritually speaking. And that gets confirmed with Raziel, devotion. Okay. Look at that beautiful symbol. And that's about devotion. Again, spiritual devotion. And going, so if you think conscious, subconscious, devotion, and then unconscious mind, magnification. And this is Metatron. So there's a sigil for Metatron. Magnification. And that's really of you, because that's not any specific person. I really believe that's you. It's learning how to magnify yourself. It's kind of, you understand, lifting yourself up, loving yourself, magnification about yourself, even those life lessons, those triggers. What is triggering you? Magnification, right? Looking at those things. Why is that triggering you? Why are you having a bad reaction? What actually clinicians call AB reactions. Those are negative responses to triggers, words, phrases, actions, physical touch, whatever. All right. So Metatron's helping that on the unconscious level and bringing stuff to light, right? Because once you look at it, it goes away. Okay. Once you look at the root cause, and a lot of times that could be, there's two things. You got karma and dharma. A lot of people just talk about karma. And listen, karma is a bitch, but it's from the last life. You're not talking, if you're talking about someone did something this life and it comes back and bites them because what they did was a total dick move, and then they turn around and get slammed later on. That's dharma, and that's not karma. And then guess what? So you get it twice. You get dharma from your negative seeds or positive, right? It doesn't, whatever, right? Whatever energy you're sowing, you'll reap. Right? You reap what you sow. It's from in the Bible too. It's amazing how these things kind of thread together. They mean the same thing, and in that sense. So karma is your next life, and the fruit you're sowing, be it love, peace, violence, hate, will show up in that next life. Example. Just a physical interpretation, for example, this when I was going to school, because I am a certified wellness practitioner, it means I have certifications in hypnotherapy, several different kinds of hypnotherapy. Actually, I'm an NLP expert. Anyway, whatever, all those stupid stuff. Anyway, so there's a story about a guy who he was a firefighter, about 34 years old. So he got this massive pain in his neck, just excruciating pain, on his birthday. And it just hit him like a ton of bricks, right? And he's like, oh my God, what's going on? I went to the doctors, they took x-rays, went to all kinds of specialists. No one could figure it out, and it would not go away, and it was just constant and horrible. And he finally made his way to a hypnotherapist for some reason, and did a past life regression, found out in one of his last life, probably his previous life, right before the one he's living now, he was decapitated when he turned 34. So when he turned 34 in this life, that energy is their cell memory. Hello. We had a healing rooms for like 3 years, man. I like cell memory is real. You can get rid of cell memory. You can tell it to go away, believe it or not. That simple. Intention, faith, intention, faith. Hello. Okay. So if you take control of your reality and you speak to those things, they go away. So when the fireman seen that in his past life, the pain went away. It was gone. It never came back. Another story is a lady who was Chinese, flew into Florida with an interpreter. Okay, so she was seeing a hypnotherapist in Florida and had a past life regression. Of course, the Chinese lady needed him. She didn't speak English at all, so she had an interpreter there with her. And then she started speaking perfect English in the induction. She was this lady back in the 1920s in San Francisco, a white lady, and total explanation of where it was, perfect English. The interpreter started interpreting it into Chinese back, and the lady's like, "Shut up, what are you doing?" And I mean, she's like perfect English, and then when they brought her out, she couldn't speak English again. So that's amazing. It would be cool. I think it'd be really cool. Tell me what you think in the comments. If we could have all the languages that we spoke in all our past lives, like we could remember them, read and write, right? Wouldn't that be, I mean, my goodness, what would that be like? Hi, Carla. All right. So, Rosina, let me know what you thought of that reading. All right. I don't know the name of those cards, to be honest. But you can look up angelic oracle cards. They kind of got an Egyptian feel to them, at least on the outside. There's light language and stuff. Yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it? And I've heard of people actually getting whole languages, and I think that's how it happened. But I was in the Christian, we were Pentecostal. Well, we came everything from just evangelical, get born again. Oh my God, hell, and now I know hell's not real. Well, in the sense of the biblical version, there isn't a biblical version because Jesus was Jewish. Jewish people don't believe in hell. It's not in the Torah or the Tanakh, okay? They do have a place called Hades, and it is for perhaps a lifetime, kind of thing. It's not a eternal kind of thing, but it's a place where if you're a real special kind of dickhead, you get to go. Anyway, bottom line is, and Jesus talked about reincarnation too. He said, for those of you who can accept this, in other words, some people just won't accept it. John the Baptist is Elijah. but he's not Elijah, because John made it clear, listen, I'm John, not Elijah. You know, he doesn't really elaborate, and it's not about that anyway. But the point being is they have it in their own culture. Jesus was Jewish. Get over the whole evangelical bunch of crap, because listen, he did come to save us from ourselves, right? Sozo, that's why I had that in my name. It means salvation. It's every spot in the New Testament is its Greek word for healing, deliverance, salvation. You know, any place a person, if they were raised from the dead, that's sozo. If they were healed from leprosy, that's sozo. If they were, you know, asked Christ in their heart, that's sozo, right? So it's a beautiful word, you know, an om. I used the om because of that perfect tone and the peace, the shalom, right? So anyway, and well, I do we can do it, you know, via Skype or whatever, right? Our instant messenger, Samantha. Just need some headphones. I generally charge about $60, just if you want to try it. But we do like a package thing. You know, so we can work out some kind of deal and do like 3 sessions, because really the first session is about getting the feel of it, right? Learning, getting over the fear of what's going on, the process, because I don't hypnotize anybody. I help them hypnotize themselves. Hypnotize, to be hypnotized is to bring yourself to a fine focus. It's not to go to sleep. But when you achieve that 0 point, that point of focus, your body just relaxes and you go into that theta state, okay? And from there, you know, and some people go you can go really deep in where you're unconscious and really not consciously aware of your experience. But I don't prefer to take people there. There's, you know, but everything's recorded. So if anybody who has a session with me, it's all recorded. You can see yourself on the camera. You can see me. You can hear everything, and you have it to reflect on and to listen to and to use, to go under again and again and again. Because it's like practice, it's meditation. When you meditate, that's self-hypnosis. I mean, that's just a way of describing meditation, right? Yes. Hello, first time. Oh, first time here, hoping you'll feel better. I'm not feeling bad. Am I feeling bad? I don't know what that means. But it's $10 for a read, Maria. And I don't know where Rosina, she never commented. Yeah, that's you know, I give readings and then people don't participate. I don't see no comment. So that's why I stopped giving for free. I figure if you spend $10, you're going to participate. And that's what needs to happen. That's what activates my gift. Your faith activates mine. If you come in here, airy fairy, can I have a card? Sure, but what the hell does that mean? What are you going to get out of that? Can I coach you on one card? And should I coach you? Really? So this is a lesson. Listen, a lot of readers are coming around to this, you know. It should not be offensive to expect an exchange, right? That should not offend you. If it does, then you have triggers, not me. I don't have nothing. I'm blessed. I have a platform I work on that I do make money on, and I would just like to see those people in this situation, because, right, in that platform, I'm making the people who run the platform 60%. Beautiful, right? I mean, that's got to sow some good dharma for me in some ways. So if I make $10, I get $4. On here, if I make $10, I get $10. Well, I don't get $10 because I pay PayPal or, you know, whatever platform. You know, they take a cut too. It's like a mafia, you know, but that's all right. That's how the energy keeps. So if I bless PayPal, and then, you know, that's cool. And then you get a blessing because I'm going to give you a full read. And you won't get that for $10. You get minis from people, you know, whatever a mini is. How can you do a mini? I can't just do a mini. Even if I'm doing free reading, I'll do a full free reading, at least what's full to me. And what you get full from me is generally around 5 to 10, 15 minutes tops. You know, I say a lot. I talk quick. I move quickly, intuitively. I don't spend a lot of time mulling it over because I don't, you know, that isn't how I work, man. If I don't go off my first impressions, then I start getting into creating things, you know, imagination, right? And you have to have your imagination in order to read, but you got to make sure you know where, you know, the clarity, like truth is, and imagination starts, right? And, you know, that's not always very easy. And sometimes you just have to give it all as a reader and let the person interpret it, right? You have a responsibility as someone receiving a reading from someone to pay attention, to listen with your ears and your heart and identify with those things that mean something to you, you know. And if it doesn't mean anything to you, then you should communicate that to the reader too. That way they know they're not off base and they're not, you know, going down the wrong road, and you can recenter, you know, recalculate their position with you. What's going on?
My dog's hiding from me.
Your dog?
Yeah.
What?
Because he's going to have a bath.
Oh, it's bath time for the dog and he's hiding. That's funny. Hi, Sway from Scotland. Hi. All right. So, you know, I hope I'm not hurting anybody's heart, because, you know, it's school's in session, man, every day, right? Every day school's in session. And I learned in spirituality, it wasn't until, and I pay for readings, you know what I mean? I don't go looking for free readings, and I'm not bragging. It's just I don't have any value for free reading. Well, there's no skin in the game in it from me asking for it. I mean, what am I? So here's nothing. Please give me something. That's not the world. That's not the way it's rigged. It's not the way it's wired.
You're giving to your spirit soul.
Yeah, you're sowing. It's an investment. I mean, that's the way I know that it's an investment. That if I bless someone, if I'm out and I'm eating out, good luck with that these days. But when I tip 10%, ridiculous, 13, 6, I don't take out a calculator. I throw down $20. You know, I might have only spent $10 on the meal, $20 or $10. You know, spend $20 on the meal. I'll tip $10. Whatever's I got, you know, whatever I'm feeling. I don't go off of math calculation, because I know that seed, that's someone's into someone's life. Man, that pays their electric bill, or maybe it buys them a candy bar or gets them a bottle of whiskey. I don't give an F. I don't care. All I know is I released it. It's not mine anymore. It's theirs. And it's released with joy and released with love. And I'm like, cool, you know. So, you know, I don't go around on, and I could go around to a whole bunch. I've got a lot of friends that are readers and such, you know, of course, you know. I just don't, because I just don't, there's no value in it for me, you know. I just don't think it's skin deep, you know. And they may mean well, but if there wasn't a sacrifice, that goes back to that story about King David. He wouldn't take, the guy was giving him the property. I mean, when you're talking about property, the mountaintop that the temple sits on, that whole thing was that farmer's. He gave it. He was saying, "I'll give it to you," and David's like, "No, I'll give you full price. Thank you very much." All right, and there he had planted a seed into that hilltop, an energetic exchange, full price. It was awesome. And they had some incredible manifestations there, and probably still do to this day. I've never been there, but I know the ark's not there anymore. It's still there. I believe they found it, but who knows? You know, religion. I don't like religion. But I understand it serves a purpose, and some people, it helped me for a while, right? I needed that structure and to learn. I got into the Bible. I don't think the Bible as a whole is a negative thing. I think it's interpreted. The interpretation is, you know, is human. I do believe the Spirit does breathe on some of the words in there, and that there's a lot of good historical accounts, you know, and that kind of stuff. And, you know, the word in general can bring life or death. I can say something to you right now that'll bless your heart, make you feel loved and accepted and whole. And I can also say something to you right now that will just crush you, right? Not that I would ever want to do that. It is possible, though, right? That's the power of words. And not just the Bible, just words in general. If we would just get a hold of that. I mean, my God, you've been on the social media over the last 3 months, and the division, you know, you go down the political road on stuff on both sides, not just one side. I don't even know. There's just, everybody was just rude and not just insulting, but just murderous in their speech. And you know, we just can't have that, you know, and really expect to be walking in bliss, man. I mean, these people are just murderous to people on their Facebook, and then they turn around and post, "Oh, love and light," you know, love you. And they have all these beautiful, if you go to their pages, and the positive affirmation, Bible quotes, and then you go and see how they just attack someone that on the other party, and how they just would curse them and all kinds of wicked stuff. It's like, you guys realize what you're doing. No, because if you did, you wouldn't do it. Okay, and I'm guilty, man. I've got sucked into that stuff, and I just refuse. I'm not going to participate in that. I'll go and vote, but I'm not going to get vocal about this, that, or the other. I still got to get up, do what I got to do every day. I don't care. Those people don't care about me. They don't care about you. They want to get paid. Everybody from the media to those in charge and whatever. I mean, they just want to get paid, and it's part of this world process. Gosh, there's so much about this place I would do different. Right? Tell me you wouldn't do things just a little different. How about over in Scotland, Maggie? You'd probably do things a little different. I just watched Braveheart. I like. It sounds funny because I don't even know if I have Scottish in me. I know I'm supposed to have Irish, but I've traced back. I had a friend do a lineage thing. I need to do a DNA deal. Back to Sussex, England, which I'm sure, obviously people coming from Ireland would be in England or even Scotland. I don't know. I need to do a genetic thing. All I know is wherever they're at, they were a little cold on their head. I used to have thick hair. Braveheart hair, right? I did all the way through my 30s. I think it was about 35-ish before things started going south. I mean, thick, curly, long hair, man. I miss that. But anyway, point being is I would do things a lot different here if I were in charge. But there's a process. I don't understand it, and I'm just gonna worry about. I'm not gonna worry about. I'm gonna do what I feel good about. I'll pull a card for you if I feel that. But I'd like to people to raise up in their vibrational understanding of the symbiotic relationship of energy and action, energy and action, and money. Money is an energetic principle. Gold, silver, whatever, right? Whatever you use in trade, right? I'm not really set up to receive gold, but I'll give you my address. Just kidding. But bottom line is, it's not because it's mandatory to me. I mean, like I said, I give free stuff away all the time. It's an energetic principle. It's like you got to start the pump. Like
some people even watching still.
There's 3. I guess my wife's saying get off. No, so anyway, I'm gonna probably sign off here, man. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you come across this live video after the fact, come to my Facebook page, Patrick Holmes SoZo. My YouTube, subscribe, like and share this. This is a teaching about energy today a lot. Just kind of venting a little bit. I didn't mean to do that because my heart is to help people, but sometimes people have to help themselves. You can either give a man a fish and feed him for a day, or teach him how to fish and feed him for a lifetime, right? So I want you to learn how to fish. We all have giftings. We all have superpowers. We're all Jedi Knights. But most of us don't know how to tap into that power. I'm learning myself. It's a practice. I'm called a practitioner, right? I'm practicing, right? I'm practicing with you. I'm sharing with you. I'm sharing with you my heart. And I want us all to come to an expansion, right? Where we just expand, and therefore we're not worried and thinking about money or that kind of capitalism or any of that. We're just sharing, right? Sharing. That's why I say sharing is caring. So I hope you guys are blessed, man. I had some fun, and Shema Shalom to you and your family. And let me know. Send me an email if you got a question on services. All that information is on my Facebook, Patrick Holmes SoZo. All right. Well, bless you guys, okay? I'm going to sign off.